Yo, what's up? It's your boy Anye Elite. Happy Friday, and welcome to a new and improved edition of the Icon City News Commentary. Today, we're talking about a bunch of things from the gun violence epidemic sweeping the nation to the battle over abortion. We also have block updates from Philly, Atlanta, and Southern California. Also, we have some musical updates on this Funny Money Rock and Smoke and Sound playlist. It's time for the update. Let's get into it.
Yo, I'm something like a white bitch crossed with a hood rat, wrapped in a cute little black boy body. Yo, I hop on the beat and let them know how I'm about it, cause I know bum bitches out there wanna die. Something like a white bitch crossed with a hood rat, wrapped in a cute little black boy body. Yo, I hop on the beat and let them know how I'm about it, cause I know bum bitches out there wanna die. But how real is your fame if they don't throw shade? How real is your hustle if you don't get paid? I'm like shit, I was a time, even back in the struggle. That nigga be catching checks, but that nickel, he said I talk a lot of shit for a bundle of sticks. Told him to light a flame and see how big the flame get. From Philly to LA, they think I'm a pirate. Swear it's no problem wherever I slide through. See me on Jack, know that it's just a fly through. Do not be upset if I don't reply to you. I was looking, just not trying to find you like.
All right, so this segment is called Everybody's Talking About It. Basically, we just take a few seconds to talk about a number of hot topics but we don't go too far into it because everybody's talking about it. All right, so first off, a 25-year-old bank employee in Louisville, Kentucky, wrote a note to loved ones before heading to his job, of which he had recently learned that he was being laid off, to open fire, killing 5 people and injuring 8 others, according to law enforcement sources familiar with the investigation. The gunman, identified as Connor Sturgeon, started his attack around 8:30 a.m. at an Old National Bank in downtown Louisville. According to authorities, he opened fire as some employees met for a morning meeting before the bank was open to the public. Yikes. Okay, so new improved Icon City News. Unfortunately, this is the nature of what's going on in the country, so we had to kind of, talk about this, with gun violence being the number one reason for death for children. It's just a crazy time. Now, his mother, the shooter's mother, tried to notify law enforcement because when she discovered the note. She didn't think her son even owned a gun, but unfortunately, it was a bit, too late. But what I will say is that, the shooter appears to have came from a good family, had a good education, relatively affluent, and so, not to sound like a conservative, but I think there has to be some room for a conversation about mental health, considering what is it that causes people who supposedly have it all to, act in these kind of ways. But what does America have that is actually unique to other countries? And that is just this access to guns, and this high number of guns in our country. With states, left and right, Republican states left and right, introducing these no carry, being able to carry without a permit. It's ridiculous. And so, this shooting in Louisville was just a week after a shooting in Nashville, Tennessee. And so when state legislators, Representatives Johnston Jones and Justin Pearson, along with another legislator, join the protesters against gun violence, they were actually expelled from the Tennessee House of Representatives. Well, the 2 black ones were, not the white representative who had also joined the protests. Allegedly, they had broken decorum rules in the protests regarding gun violence. The good news is that they were both reinstated this week after members of their constituency responsible for sending their replacement in decided to just send them back in. Now, we're grateful that the Republican-controlled House and their Speaker, did not, further prolong this fight. I think it has a lot to do with the national attention that this story received. My only issue is that, why do Republicans want to focus on individuals and make this a culture war thing when, you know, so many people are dying? And I just think that the priorities are wrong, you know. Similar with the case with abortion. You know, the Justice Department now has to appeal to the Supreme Court in order to make the abortion pill, mifepristone, available. You know, two contradictory court rulings are raising questions, you know, not only about the future of mifepristone, but also the federal government's ability to approve and regulate drugs in general. Now, mifepristone, really quickly, is widely used across the U.S. to end pregnancy in the first 10 weeks of gestation. It also is used to help manage miscarriages. So this is an important medication outside of just the abortion debate. And what is even more scary is that, you know, the judge that refuted the FDA's approval is doing this after about 2 decades, you know, after the drug has been approved, after the FDA concluded through vigorous research that drug health benefits outweighed the risk. And so the judge's decision puts access to this key abortion drug in jeopardy nationwide. And you know, in Washington State, a different judge issued a separate ruling. And so there's so many rulings, and the appeals aren't going the way that advocates would like, so it's going to the Supreme Court. All I can say is that those of us who are unable to become pregnant need to stand with those who are and support their right not to be required to carry a fetus full term. When I think about like those gun violence stories that we kicked the show off with, you know, and I think about the homelessness epidemic sweeping across the nation, I just don't understand why, you know, we are rushing to put more people on this earth. We'll be right back.
Hey y'all, it's me, Samson McCormick.
This is your boy Cornell Cecil.
I want you to keep it locked
with Icon City Entertainment,
The Funny Money Rock,
and Icon City News,
the Icon City Entertainment,
for the latest inclusive urban entertainment.
For the most inclusive urban entertainment.
You know, what's that saying they say? Opinions is like assholes. Everybody got one. Well, you know, with the coronavirus and everything, I ain't got no Scotty for your fucking body. So you gonna have to clean that shit up on your own, you hear? Hey yo, call me Daddy Shark, how I be riding these waves. I think I need a bubble to tighten my fade. Smoking on that Cali in the back of a Denali, yelling rah, 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 like I'm at a pep rally on me. Tell them all, life is a casino, bet it all. Leave it all on the floor, and if you get smacked down, you'll get up and get some more. Success ain't tangible, yo, it's a no. Light your fears up in the dark like a menorah. They was underwood and still they pressed forward. Shout out to New Orleans in the night war. I say I'm a cool, keep my powder dry. A nigga bust a move like a bust a rhyme. Nigga bust a move like a bust a rhyme. Switch up, homie, don't you see them as a ride.
You should know that I don't mind. If you think that I'm vain, or if you think that I'm crazy, yeah,
I don't care.
You should know that I don't mind what they say about me, cause I heard it all of my life.
Yeah.
You should know that I don't mind. If you think that I'm vain, or if you think that I'm crazy, yeah, you should know that I don't mind what they say about me, cause I heard it all of my life.
Woo chile, hold up, don't just sound like new filet, not fish filet, baby, I like steak filet. Yo, I eat it up, then I run it up, them bitches on the block, yo, they cut it up, when I'm on the track with them, I tell them cut it out. Cause I've been that bitch since Neiman's, they bad money, yo, they leamin', her Louboutins be leanin', I guess it's time, shop shit out. I don't gas myself up, yo, yes I do. I don't need your attention, yes I do. But I got it though, yeah I got it though. With my East Coast down South Cali flow. You should know that I don't mind, so maybe you stop wasting your time. Hate me less and love you more.
You should know that I don't mind. If you think that I'm vain, or if you think that I'm crazy, yeah,
I don't care.
You should know that I don't mind.
Yeah.
What they say about me, cause I heard it all of my life. You should know that I don't mind. If you think that I'm vain, or if you think that I'm crazy, yeah,
I don't care.
you should know that I don't mind what they say about me, cause I heard it all of my life.
All right. So it's time for Philly Block Report 215 to the day that I die, even though I'm out here chilling on the west side. All right, so every week I'm going to go ahead and bring you about 3 hot topics from the city of brotherly love. It's my pleasure to do it. It's an act of love, okay? So, first up here, we got Charles Mitchell, the man wanted for the 2022 murder of Marquise M.J. Jackson, was apprehended in Nevada by U.S. Marshals over the weekend. Jackson, a black trans man and community advocate in Philadelphia, was found dead on December 14th, 2022 in Nicetown. Jackson was celebrating his 33rd birthday with friends on December 12th, 2 days before his body was found. The city Philadelphia's medical examiner's office ruled the manner of his death a homicide and the cause of death as blunt force head trauma. Now, according to published reports, Jackson was born and raised in South Carolina. Immediately prior to his death, he lived in the Germantown section of Philadelphia and was heavily involved in transgender activism, which included supporting the William Way LGBT Community Center and the Transgender Legal Defense Fund, among other causes. A family member described him as vivacious and a person who was full of life and love, and would get the party started anywhere. My condolences to the family of Marquise Jackson. So, I wanted to do this story, not only because it was so important, but because I thought that it would give us an opportunity to reframe the conversation that we have around violence against trans people, violence against black trans people. I think for a very good reason, a lot of attention is placed to, our trans sisters, our male to female members of our community. But I don't think that we take enough consideration for the fact that so many people who have a different experience, so many of our trans brothers, are also at that kind of same risk.
Representative Brown, and unlike the other Brown, I'm not bought. And so it's clear that, we're going to have a clear conversation about the future of this city, but it's going to be in the public interest. I've always been somebody who has led with the public interest.
Did you meet with the Sixers?
I met with David Edelman, but not to discuss anything.
Okay. Whoa.
Wait,
Jeff Brown.
Hold on a second. So, to be clear, meeting with an individual is not a problem. Taking their money is.
Okay. Jeff Brown. Can you quickly, 1 second, would you clarify what that conversation was about? You said not to discuss anything. What does that mean?
The conversation was a general meeting between him and I. And it did not discuss the Sixers, and I definitely think he knows, and everybody knows on this stage, that I'm not going to be bought. But I have met with lots of different people here in the city of Philadelphia, and will continue to do so.
Mr. Brown, your chance.
That clip that we just showed was over a debate, a Philadelphia mayoral debate over a Center City arena. The allegations are that a number of the candidates for mayor are engaging in conversations with lobbyists who are trying to get this new stadium for the 76ers placed in the Chinatown community, and there are serious concerns as to how that will affect the quality of life in Philadelphia. Philadelphians are notoriously serious about their sports, but also about the quality of life. Alrighty, so here's our last Philly update story. I think it's kind of funny, not that I'm on the fan of burglars, but it's funny, alright? Burglars stole $1 million worth of dimes from a unarmed truck. It's crazy. Okay, so police are investigating after someone broke into a trailer containing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of dimes in Northeast Philadelphia. The discovery was made around 6 a.m. Thursday this week in a Walmart parking lot on the 4300 block of Byberry Road. All right, so police on the scene say an estimated 1 million dimes worth of 100,000 were stolen. Okay, there were a total of $750,000 worth of dimes in the truck, say police. So we have to update that graphic, but the dimes were found scattered from the Walmart parking lot to Woodhaven Road. Action News has learned that the truck driver picked up the dimes from the Philadelphia Mint on Wednesday, but then because they had to drive the dimes to Florida, they went home to get some sleep, and so the truck driver parked the big rig in the Walmart parking lot. But I just think this picture is so freaking like funny. It's hilarious to me. Okay, like it's hilarious. Like look at all the dimes just like scattered about. Like that is hilarious. Like I really can't. Like I don't know. And the funny thing is that they say that people break into trucks over in this part of town all the time, mostly to see what's in it, and a lot of times they don't even like really know. So this person kind of lucked out.
Like a kite boy, I'm gone, out of sight boy, turned up, party like a white boy, I'm getting faded, hand me the white boy or the blunt, yo, like a kite boy, I'm gone, out of sight boy, turned up, party like a white boy, I'm getting faded.
All right, don't play with it. Don't play with it. Come on, baby, don't play with it. Alrighty, so this is my favorite time of the show. Welcome to Smoke and Shell on Icon City News. Basically, it's our opportunity here to shout out and celebrate cannabis culture. All right, the first thing I want to let you guys know about is our playlist. Okay, our playlist is on Apple Music and Spotify. It features like just a lot of like hip hop, recent hip hop, recent R&B. Sometimes there's some dance. I've been really getting into like Afro beats and stuff lately. So Minz has a track on there, Wazo. Lola Brooke is on there. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Come on, baby, don't play with it. The original is on there. The song is so fire, I cannot stop playing it. They came out with a remix featuring Lotto and Young Miami, aka Carisha, which her, it's very interesting seeing the city girls like do they like do they big ones independently, and so but yeah, Young Miami, she did her thing. She has this line, I love it, and she goes, she's single and Sadiddy, he okay with it, and she's like for those of you guys, you probably don't, she's like the new Cassie. You guys probably don't remember Cassie, but like basically she's like the defunct first lady of like Bad Boy or whatever Diddy's empire is called right now, and so Cassie before Faith Evans / Little Kim, then it was Cassie. Well, then it was Mary J. Blige for a minute. Then it was Cassie, and then it was and now it's Carisha, Young Miami, and she does a beautiful show on Revolt. It's amazing. Okay, so obviously, Smoke and Sound is about smoke and sound. I would like to join up, but they would probably go ahead and kick me off the live, and I don't really feel like that right this moment, but I do want to give a shout out to American Weed Co. Okay, American Weed Co. is a veterans-owned cannabis brand. Their mission is to achieve federal legalization of cannabis for veterans. Your purchase will help fund lobbying efforts to pressure Congress and the White House to make it happen as soon as possible. So it's American Weed Co. The green screen is making the product look a little weird. There you go. I would show you some nugs, but It's actually really good. We smoked it all. This particular strain is called Devil's Dawn. I'm going to do a review of it. We're going to bring back the reviews. So we're going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5 paper airplanes. But I'm going to tell you right now that it's likely to do pretty well. This like I said, this particular strain is called Devil's Dawn. It's a sativa, however, it's also diamond dusted. I normally, more of an indica person, but this really kind of hit. They also have these rockets. They have very little. Let me get it up close again. Oh, that's even worse. Anyway, they have these rockets. They're good as well. They actually don't have a lot of THC. This is only 15% compared to the 40% of the Devil's Dawn. So this is more of a CBN sleep joint. But my thing is this: like, did you know that veterans could lose their, despite all that we know about how good cannabis can be for PTSD, they could still lose their benefits from using it? I don't think that's right. I don't think that's fair at all. But moving along with just a little bit more cannabis news here. New York regulators, the New York Cannabis Control Board has approved 99 new licenses back on April 3rd, increasing the total provisional retail dispensary licenses in New York to 165. Chris Alexander, the executive director of the Office of Cannabis Management, said that the approval of these licenses will help expedite building a robust and diverse supply chain, while also ensuring that individuals that have been disproportionately impacted by cannabis prohibition have meaningful opportunities to participate in the industry. And I really think that, at the end of the day, that is what it really needs to be all about, because, like I said, when we were just talking about the veterans, that's crazy that, our country, the country that they fight for, is making it difficult for them to get their medication or get relief or get peace. Like I was saying, these CBN pre-rolls, there's actually almost no psychedelic effect. These aren't people trying to get high. These are people trying to find relief, find relaxation. So I think we owe it to them to do what we can do for them. And similarly, why I'm so happy and wanted to report the story out of New York is because those so many people are have been arrested, in jail, losing out on housing and employment opportunities because they decided to spark up. And I think, as legalizations, sweeps across the nation, we cannot forget those people. And it's just really insulting to, watch a, damn near $1 billion industry, come out on the backs of people, who were impressed, significantly oppressed. And so that's why we do Smoke and Sound. We do Smoke and Sound because we gotta maintain the equity component of cannabis. I mean, I got a little story coming up later about water that you won't believe, but we just have to make sure that the people who have always been part of the cannabis community remain part of the cannabis community again, as like I said, it becomes almost $1 billion industry. So for the latest in inclusive cannabis culture, please check out smokeandsound.com. You'll get the latest updates on the playlist that I was telling you about in the beginning of the segment, as well as cannabis news and updates, as well as product reviews and everything like that. All right, so when we come back up, we got a block report for SoCal. Keep it locked.
Hey y'all, it's me, Samson McCormick.
This is your boy Cornell C. Sewell.
I want you to keep it locked
With Icon City Entertainment,
The Funny Money Rock,
And Icon City News
the Icon City Entertainment
for the latest inclusive urban entertainment.
for the most inclusive urban entertainment.
Yo, I do this for real reasons. I do this for real reasons. Stay low, no treason. Yeah, I stay loyal to the dream. Real niggas know just what I mean. If you ain't talking that, you just a king. I ain't trying to be mean, but if you ain't on the level, then delete me. Oh, yo, I do this for real reasons.
All right. It's time for a SoCal Block Report. SoCal Block Reports encompass news from everywhere, from Palm Springs to Los Angeles to San Diego and everywhere in between. It's a West Coast thing. All right, so first I want to start off with beautiful Palm Springs. Taj Russ is having an art exhibition, and this story comes compliments of Brothers of the Desert, so I want to make sure and give them a shout out there already. So contemporary New York visual artist Taj Russ, who studied under the great Kehinde Wiley, is presenting a limited time exhibition. So not only will there be a discussion and an introduction to the artist at 6:30 on the steps of the Palm Springs Art Museum, there will also be able to view other pieces in the museum by African American artists. Alrighty, so now museum admission is free to the public as well. If you are an ally or member of Brothers of the Desert, then they will be heading over to the Juniper Table Cafe off the lobby of the Rowan Hotel for cocktails, pizza, charcuterie, and other light fare. Okay, no need to RSVP, but the exhibition moment is at 6:30, and this is all taking place on 4/20/23. Oh Lord. Okay. Another thing I just want to give a couple of just while I have a moment, I want to give a shout out to the people at Golden Voice with their Coachella moment, and then more importantly, I want to take a second to talk about Gail from Lucy and Gail Christian. And Gail Christian was a modern civil rights leader here in the Coachella Valley, and she passed away at the age of 84 and will be greatly missed. Alrighty, so keeping it in Southern California, the last month marked the end of the Los Angeles County's pandemic-era eviction protections. Even before then, though, evictions had been on the rise in the last year. Eviction filings across the county of Los Angeles have returned to pre-pandemic levels of more than 3,000 per month. Just think about it, 3,000 people per month are evicted in Los Angeles County, and that's according to Kyle Nelson, a postdoctoral researcher at UCLA. Now, some activists are starting to blame my girl Karen Bass for not doing much to, protect the people facing eviction, which I don't necessarily think is particularly fair, only because the homeless issue predates the pandemic, predates her election as mayor. And I think that, it's not that we don't elect new people, new representatives to fix old problems, but I do think that there is a large consideration for property owners, and more so than increased restrictions and regulations on property owners and the income that they're able to receive. I think that governments, local and national, should direct more of the attention to making home ownership a reality for the people, and to reduce the number of people renting in general. Alrighty, so last thing here. So the speaking of which, SoCal got a lot going on right now. I don't want to, because I don't know if I did a happy story for this update. I'll fix it in the future, but at the same time, I think this is not to say that, oh my God, all of this bad stuff is happening in Cali. Really what I think it is to say is that it is a, as one of the places, I think, with the largest variety of climates, and the large and diverse populations, it shows as a kind of indication of, the challenges that the country is going to face, writ large. I've seen homelessness. I've read reports of homelessness being an issue across a rising issue across the country. But this story right here, so the Colorado water crisis, the Colorado River water crisis is forcing feds to step in. The Biden administration on Tuesday released a highly anticipated analysis of the Colorado River crisis that paints a dire picture of what the river system's collapse would portend for the West's major cities, farmers, and native tribes. And so, with this Fed report, I think we are going to be looking at legislation or perhaps even some executive actions coming out of Washington that will start federally mandating restrictions on water usage. And so this is going to affect a lot of the rural farm area in Southern California, as well as major cities like Los Angeles and Las Vegas. So we're gonna
listen. I do a lot at Icon City, from digital marketing to cannabis activism and marketing. However, I gotta say
no. Let's go back. So we are going to be keeping a look on this story. You guys have to forgive me. We're doing this whole live thing now, and I am still getting used to it. However, coming up next, Funny Money Rock. It's our LGBT hip hop portion of the show. You do not want to miss it. All right, let's go.
Listen, I do a lot at Icon City, from digital marketing to cannabis activism and marketing. However, I gotta say that Funny Money Rock is my favorite project. It's not easy. It's not easy being an artist. It's not easy being a entrepreneur. It's not easy going after the fullest expression of yourself for anybody, but especially when you're Black and gay, or a queer person of color. And that's what Funny Money Rock is all about. Whether I'm hosting the weekly live show and talking to artists, entrepreneurs, and models from all over the world and sharing our unique perspectives,
everything Black and gay.
Or rather when I'm producing shows and getting people on stage, just getting people together under the banner of 100% LGBT hip hop and R&B is probably my favorite thing that I'm doing right now.
Money in this bitch, and you know we too legit. Been this side since 1-6, slim, thick lips, know how to keep my nigga brick on this. Stay at the top spot of that wish bitch.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to Funny Money Rock, okay? Like Smoke and Sound, this is our opportunity to, be inclusive and celebrate a niche culture. And so right now we're celebrating LGBT hip hop and R&B and all the people who love it. Okay, just like Smoke and Sound, Funny Money Rock has a playlist. It's on Apple Music and Spotify, and it got some bangers. It features independent and signed LGBT artists from across the country, around the world. Even today, I was this many years old when I finally fell in love with Duran Bernard. Shout out to Aisha, who I gotta give her a shout out on the next episode because she's killing her thing on with the acting or whatnot. But she used to maintain a lot of vibes in LA, and she had him at a couple of her events or whatnot. I wasn't able to make them. I know he can sing his ass off, but I saw it through kind of people's cell phones and stuff like that. Okay, but baby, he got he did a Tiny Desk performance, and when I tell you, he went off, just take a look.
Yeah. I'm a bad bitch and I'm that nigga. I don't think you heard me. I'm a bad bitch and I'm that nigga. Just in case you're wondering. Yeah, give me the snaps. I'm a bad bitch.
Yo, so like, I mean, amazing talent. So we basically,
I'm a bad bitch and I'm that nigga.
amazing talent. So his new track, Mango Butter, the one that you just heard. I'm a bad bitch and I'm that nigga. I don't think you heard me. I just had to try it. I can't do it like that, baby. But his new track, Mango Butter, is on the Funny Money Rock playlist. Also, we got, different people like Lil Nas X, freaking Todrick Hall, Frank Ocean, yo boy. I don't know, just a lot of people. Unsigned and signed, LGBT hip hop R&B artists, Funny Money Rock, hashtag Funny Money Rock. Okay, and I think you go to funnymoneyrock.com for, the latest updates to that. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and move it on along. Alrighty, so what we got here? Alrighty, so according to the New York Times, 3 men were charged on Monday, 2 of them with murder in a series of fatal druggings at Manhattan gay bars that killed 2 people and have spread fear through the city's LGBT community. The incidents, which actually occurred last year, have terrorized nightlife goers as the nightlife industry, that is, rebounds from the pandemic. Now, they've also started a broader conversation about the use of widely available illegal drugs to incapacitate, rob, and sometimes kill. All right, so Justin Barroso, Robert DeMaio, and were charged with the murder of Julio Ramirez, a 25-year-old social worker. Mr. DeMaio was additionally charged with the murder of John Umberger, a 33-year-old political consultant. Both men were drugged at bars in Hell's Kitchen, then were robbed using facial recognition technology on their phones, and left for dead. Ugh. Oh, so it's so scary. So, one of the things I don't understand about this case, though, is that law enforcement was really quick to definitively state that this wasn't a hate crime. According to the officials, it was just about the money and not about their sexuality. I don't understand why it can't be both. And, I just, the suggestions for, being safe is, turning off facial recognition when you go out to, to the club. Obviously, watching your drink, only accepting illicit drugs from people that you know. These things that we know, but it's still, it's still scary. So I don't know. Just be careful, guys. That's all I can say, right? Alrighty, so we're going to end this Funny Money Rock on a good note with a shout out to Lil Nas X, who celebrated his 24th birthday with a Playboy-inspired photo shoot. Let's get into it. Can we make it bigger? Let's make it bigger. That's what he said. All right, so check that out. Alrighty, so I love the ears. I love the hair. It's Body Boy. Body Boy, not Playboy, but Body Boy. It's cute. I'm here for it. So, hopefully this, hopefully that means there's going to be new music. Now that we're doing the Funny Money Rock playlist, I love to, to get, some new Lil Nas X music on the playlist. I just think, I don't know. I think it's incredible the space that he's been able to provide, and I just, like I said, I can't wait for new music. And oh my God, okay, we're running out of time. Alrighty, anyway, so shout out to Lil Nas X, and we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up the show with an Atlanta block report as well as some TV recaps and a little update about what's going on personal with me. Keep it locked here to Icon City News Update.
Hey y'all, it's me, Samson McCormick.
This is your boy Cornell C. Sewell.
I want you to keep it locked
with Icon City Entertainment,
The Funny Money Rock, and Icon City News,
the Icon City Entertainment,
for the latest inclusive urban entertainment.
For the most inclusive urban entertainment.
After Pride Blues getting you down, try Funny Money Rock. 100% LGBT hip hop and R&B on Spotify, on Apple Music, and Tidal. Because beyond June, beyond July, our pride is 365. Search Funny Money Rap today.
Yo, I do this for real reasons. I do this for real reasons. Stay low, no treason. Yeah, I stay loyal to the dream. Real niggas know just what I mean. If you ain't talking that, you just a king. I ain't trying to be mean, but if you ain't on the level, then delete me. Oh, yo, I do this for real reasons.
All right, y'all. So it's time for an Atlanta block report. You know, I always got love for the ATL. For a long time, that's where I used to dwell. I don't understand why we're doing the rhyming thing today. I just can't help it. Alrighty, so really quickly, first I want to hope you guys had a really good Easter or whatnot. I want to give out, this easily could have been a Funny Money Rock story, but I felt like, yeah, let me go ahead and, do it here with the Atlanta joint. So shout out to Bishop O.C. Allen. He baptized about 40 people Easter Sunday. Not only is he the pastor and the leader of the Vision Church in Atlanta, a church for everybody, but also LGBT affirming church. For me, it was just really, really, really a great part of kind of like my like development. And I grew up having a great experience in the church, and then being able to be an adult and still having an affirming experience was really great. And so I just love him for that. In addition to, being the pastor, excuse me, sorry, the smoking sound segment got me. In addition to being the pastor of the Vision Cathedral, he is also the CEO and founder of Elevate TV, which is another affirming platform. Sometimes what I think is great that what he's doing is because back in the day I didn't really understand the purpose of Hallmark and Lifetime and kind of like just feel good, inspirational, scripted programming. But now I understand how important that is and how just people need good stuff, need to see good in the world so they can be good in the world. So I'm just, in awe of all the great things that he does. So shout out to O.C. Allen. All right, continuing. But this is a question that I have. Is gay culture disappearing from Atlanta, or should I be even more specific and say Midtown Atlanta? Like I remember when what was it? They used to have the Outright Bookstore, and what else they had? They had the Outright Bookstore. They had almost an event every Sunday at the Piedmont Park. There's just Joe's on Juniper. Like all these, these parts of an era are gone, because for a point in time, Midtown Atlanta used to be the center of Southern LGBT life for over 3 decades. Over the years, the closing of bookstores, queer bars, and restaurants have changed the fabric of the neighborhood. Furthermore, and this is because I think those brick and mortar closings have been happening for a while, and you could say like that's just kind of commerce, but print and online outlets like the Georgia Voice and Project Q, have scaled back content, or in some cases went on hiatus. And I'm interested as to what that means. Like do you guys feel like we are in a culture in a time where we don't really need to be kind of like segmented like that anymore, or is it, just so free and easy to be black and gay all over Atlanta, or even gay all over Atlanta, and you don't really need, that specific part of the city? Like, I'm curious. I really kind of like want to know. All right. Here's our last Atlanta story, though. So, Atlanta has lost its bid to host the 2024 Democratic National Convention. Chicago beat out the two finalists. It was between Chicago, Atlanta, and New York City. Now, what it came down to, from what I understand, is that the Midwest, specifically Illinois, is considered part of the Blue Wall, which was crucial to the 2020 victory of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. I do wonder, though, like, wasn't Georgia equally as important? So, like, that, that's kind of what has me confused. So I personally don't know. I think it would have been cool to be in Atlanta. I think that, having all that, commerce come to the city, I think would did a good part to extend, the trend that we, saw with Georgia, not only going for Biden and Kamala, but I think also sending two senators in successive runoffs even to the U.S. Senate. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Illinois, Chicago been doing Chicago for a long time, so I really don't know what to say about that. Like, I feel like maybe it's a missed opportunity. But anyway, that has been your Atlanta block update. Like I said, we're going to do block updates on Atlanta. We're going to do updates on all of that. But right now, it's time for Watch This. Okay, so on this segment, we're going to be doing stories about, basically what I like to watch on TV. And I'm just let you know right now, it's a lot of ratchet shit. I'll get into the Game of Thrones and all that kind of stuff when it comes out, but it's a lot of Housewives. It's a lot of Zeus. It's a lot of Now That's TV. And, y'all can judge me if you want to. My attitude is this, though, that you watch all the drama on TV so you don't have all the drama in your life. You feel me? That's how I see it, at least. Anyway, so I've been watching Baddies. I've been watching everything on Zeus since it came out. Now, there's a question now. Who is the biggest female star on the Zeus network? Okay. When Zeus first came out, they had names like Black China and Jocelyn Hernandez from Love and Hip Hop. Now, it seems to me their two biggest stars since Jocelyn got into all that trouble. I don't know. It's just Black China seems just not to be fucking with it no more. So right now, it seems like the two biggest stars on the Zeus TV network are Krishan Rock, Blueface's girlfriend, star in her own right, and Natalie Nunn, formerly of Bad Girls Club, executive producer of Baddies, which I think is on their third season right now. Also has inspired spinoffs, Bad Boys. So I she deserves a lot of respect or whatever. But I want to know, who do you think is the biggest star? And then, because this says on Baddies West, but I want to say just like on the network. I mean, Roly Poly's doing her thing too, but who's who's getting it? Who's getting it? They promoted this latest season of Baddies West with a lot of Krishan was going to be on there. To be quite honest, she wasn't on there a tremendous amount, and so I wonder if that affected ratings at all. I don't know. Just tap in. Who do you think is the bigger star on Zeus? Krishan Rock or Natalie Nunn? I want to know. I think it's Krishan. I wasn't supposed to tell you my thought, but if you disagree, put it in the comments. All right. Okay. So, it's been a show.
Let me tell you how I'm doing. Got my ops upset, man, they really going through it. Let me tell you how I'm doing. A-OK, thank the Lord, hallelujah for it. How I'm doing. Got my ops upset, man, they really going through it. Let me tell you how I'm doing. A-OK, thank the Lord, hallelujah for it.
All right, so that's that. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Before I get out of here, I just wanted to, I don't know. First, let you know how I'm doing. I'm doing all right. The status of my life is all right. And, I'm looking for a whole co-host, people to interview, getting this thing back on like, I used to do right before the pandemic and during the early pandemic. Kind of the larger company, Icon City Entertainment Organization, has kind of kept me busy with doing a lot of client work. But I don't know, man. I was feeling like shut off. Like, I feel shut off from the world when I stopped doing this. Yes, there's lots of great people that I deal with here in the market. But I miss my people in Atlanta. I miss my people in LA. I miss my people in Philly. And it's just so doing these block reports and stuff is going to be exciting. I really hope that you like the new format. Did you like the new format? We just going through the moment. It was like a whole time, and so it was crazy. We actually, it's not even been a whole hour. It's been 57 minutes. I'm not going to keep you guys, but for the latest and inclusive urban culture, visit Icon City News. Please comment, share. Follow us on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Anye Elite. And I will see you next Friday.